Let's take a quick look back at the first three players that we talked about: Allen Iverson, Vince Carter, and Carmelo Anthony. Because there was a common theme between those three, and there was a reason why in the conversation that I was trying to have, because my whole point of this journey series is to bring as much as possible a positive spin to every player's career. Because again, we're not just going to be talking about Hall of Famers all throughout the journey series. We are going to be talking about role players. But again, within that, I am doing this on a shorts platform where I have 3 minutes to talk about it. I cannot sit here and totally dedicate my time to stats. So instead of doing that, I wanted to talk about the journey aspect of these players' careers. So, for example, we talked about Allen Iverson and how great he was winning an MVP, bringing his team to the NBA Finals. But towards the end of his career, it just felt forgettable and it did not feel right that Allen Iverson was in that position. Vince Carter, all the way back with the Toronto Raptors. And again, it just felt later on in his career, it's not anything he did to himself necessarily. He did just eventually become a role player, and that was the best position for him. And I think that a big liability for Vince Carter was the fact that he was such a great dunker that the other aspects of his game got taken away. And of course, Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony. Listen, the thing about Carmelo Anthony is he was a very dominant player, especially on the offensive end. Excuse me, on the offensive end, where he was a three-level scorer. Yes, he wasn't the greatest playmaker. He wasn't a facilitator whatsoever, but there were moments, there were times, especially in the regular season. I remember there was those times, third, second in the MVP voting. And then as his career goes, he has a whole season, season and a half where he's not even in the league. That is just odd for who is obviously going to be a Hall of Fame player, no matter how you feel. And I feel like the narrative of Carmelo Anthony has taken a negative toll because of what the end of his career kind of became. And as you can kind of see, the common theme is whatever their biggest strength was, eventually felt like it became their biggest weakness, right? Again, Allen Iverson and the cultural icon that he is because he was unapologetically Allen Iverson. Vince Carter because he was the greatest dunker of all time. So once you take that away, again, not saying that his value got taken away, but later in his career, especially, he was more of a role player. It's really hard to remember the last few years of his career for that specific. Melo being an all-time ISO scorer and being taken away